son's teacher convinced him I was abusing him to steal him for herself. When my 16-year-old Luke came home spouting phrases like emotional incest and mother wound, I assumed he'd discovered therapy TikTok. Then he mentioned Ms. Carney taught him these terms during their healing circles in AP English. Madeline Carney was the golden goose of my son's high school, known as the teacher who shed Ivy League acceptance letters. She was 45, childless, and intense. She collected broken kids like limited edition Funkos. After my husband died, she apparently decided Luke was exactly the right amount of damage to add to her collection. Lucky me. The warning signs came dressed as progress. Luke started journaling religiously in a black notebook he guarded like nuclear codes. His phone buzzed with Discord notifications from Carney's private server, because nothing says appropriate teacher boundaries like channels named Toxic Parent Confessions and Breaking the Cycle. He went from calling me mom to Sharon, explaining that Carney said using parental titles reinforced unhealthy power dynamics. I bit my tongue so hard I tasted pennies. I didn't want to lash out and tell him he was wrong. I was so scared of losing him. I came to regret that. Parent-teacher conferences arrived like a colonoscopy, necessary but violating. Carney presented Luke's growth portfolio. It had essays about my suffocating grief, charts tracking his anxiety levels versus time spent at home and at school, and my personal favorite, a poem titled Drowning in Her Tears While Mine Go Unnoticed. She slid over a permission form for extended mentoring that would let her make educational decisions without my interference, smiling like she was offering me a gift card to Target instead of asking me to sign away my parental rights. When I declined her generous offer to steal my son's mind, she weaponized him like an emotional teenage suicide bomber. Luke would say, Madeline says asking about my day 3 times is anxiety-driven harassment. Madeline says making me text when I arrive places is surveillance abuse. Madeline says real mothers celebrate their children leaving, not cry about it. Every family dinner became a psychological autopsy, where Luke diagnosed my codependent patterns between bites of the lasagna I'd made because it was his favorite, though apparently that was just more evidence of my love bombing. Then I got some hope. I found Claire through the Single Moms Facebook group. Her son had been in Carney's class 2 years prior. She convinced Kevin I was borderline abusive. Claire told me over wine that tasted like despair. Testified in the custody hearing. Kevin lives with his dad now and posts Instagram quotes about breaking generational curses, but apparently he still meets with Carney at hotels. 3 other moms had similar stories. The night I found Luke at 2 a.m. packing a go bag, according to Carney's emergency escape plan for toxic households, something in me snapped like a rubber band that had been stretched since my husband's funeral. He stood there reciting Carney's words like a haunted doll. Your emotional dysregulation is triggering my flight response. Madeline says this proves I need distance. I blocked the door and did what any rational mother would do. I called in sick for 3 days and literally deprogrammed my child like he'd joined a cult, which essentially he had. The breakthrough came when I asked him to explain, in his own words, what emotional incest meant. He stuttered, recycled Carney's phrases, then finally admitted he didn't actually know. Just that Carney said our relationship qualified. That's when the real conversation started. The ones where my son slowly remembered he used to like having a mom who gave a shit about him. Getting him out of Carney's class required filing complaints with everyone short of the Pope. The school couldn't touch her. Her students' college acceptance rates were their crown jewel, but they agreed to a schedule change if Luke underwent real therapy with someone who didn't have toxic parents on their recommended reading list. Recovery took months. He'd flinch when I said love you, then apologize for flinching, then cry about being so messed up he couldn't accept maternal affection. Carney had done a number on him that would make military-grade psychological warfare look like a stern talking to. Then, one morning, Luke got a text from an unknown number asking if he was willing to join a joint suit against Carney. While I thought he'd be eager, he told me that he didn't want to betray someone he loved. I reminded him that what they had wasn't real love. He handed me his phone saying, this might change your mind. As I looked at the picture of Carney holding a pregnancy stick, I realized our lives might not be rid of her just yet. Some truths don't fit in one video. The rest, it's waiting for you below.